Hi everyone, Cherries here. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to journal daily. I'm giving you some tips on how to do it and how I actually journal. So we will also journal together later in the video and show you my process. First, let's talk about 10 tips that I found helpful to be consistent with journaling. Of course, you want this journaling experience to feel special, but you don't want the fear of messing up a new journal to stop you from doing this. So find a journal that doesn't intimidate you, like starting with smaller or thin ones that are easy to fill. And you can also try different page types, whether it is blank, dotted, or lined, and different page colors like craft paper. Or pick one that you love if you already have a preference, something that makes you excited to open and write on every day. For example, right now I enjoy crisp dotted white paper with thick pages. Tip number 2 is schedule time to journal each day. Set aside time every day to write. If you are a morning person, you can journal early in the morning or write how your day went before going to bed. This time blocking method allows you to incorporate it into your schedule and make it a part of your daily routine. Before writing, setting the mood really helps. You can get a cup of coffee or tea or a snack maybe, put on your favorite music, or light a scented candle. If you're feeling uninspired, then you can try journaling in different surroundings. Step out onto your balcony or grab a chair in your garden and journal from there. Or take it with you to your favorite places. Number 4, write for your eyes only. Being a content creator here on the internet, this can be an issue, and I know some of you may also feel the same. As you may know, I started a separate notebook for my daily journal last year, but I haven't really shared a single spread until now because I don't want to pressure myself. So journal to express, not to impress. Tip number 5 is updating your journal throughout the day. You can also try writing at different times of the day and notice the difference to see when you feel most valuable to journal. Or just when you have a free moment to sit down and briefly write something about what you have already done and how your day has been so far. If you feel like you have more to say, writing 2 to 3 pages would be great, but you also don't need to write a long and deep narrative of your day every single day. There's no right or wrong way to journal. It's the process that matters. If you don't feel like writing a certain event, that's absolutely okay. So don't force yourself. Keep it short and simple. Journaling is a judgment-free zone. It is to bring you joy. It's supposed to be habitual, but it shouldn't also feel like a burden or a chore. I have an example here. When I was super busy, I just skipped it and I don't feel bad about it. So in such circumstance, give yourself grace. But let's say you had a busy and eventful day, like maybe there was a special occasion you attended to and you would really like to journal about it, but you weren't able to squeeze it into your schedule. What I do is listing those activities on the Notes app on my phone and make an entry on my journal the next day. I know these examples are mundane, these are what exactly happened on this day, but I hope you got the idea. Number 9 is express yourself creatively. Journal writing isn't just a prose. It can be poetry, sketching, lyrics, collaging, or anything else that allows you to express yourself. You can turn your entries into visual experiences as well. Of all the tips, this is the most important in my opinion. Your journal can be a place of healing where you find and discover purpose, find your most authentic self, and just be completely honest with yourself and be vulnerable. So make it a place to genuinely pour out your thoughts and feelings. So these are some tips I can share with you and I hope they were helpful, but I will be giving more details as we move on to the video. Now let's get to how I journal while recreate my entry for today. It is February 1. I know this video might be uploaded late this month. I will also talk more about the process and supplies I'm currently using for daily journaling. So here's my new daily journal. This is the Luna notebook in A5 size with white dotted and 160 GSM paper from Kuma Stationery and Crafts, who is also a friend to the channel and the sponsor of today's video. Their journals are made with eco-friendly bamboo paper, which is really nice. And as always, you can use my 10% off affiliate code every time you shop from their website, linked on the video description. So thank you very much Kuma Stationery and Crafts for making this video possible. I've been using a fountain pen to write, and for February, I decided to add a few to the selection I like to use this month. I have this Zebra Sarasa Vintage Color Gel Pen to write the date and day. You don't necessarily have to have these kinds of pens to journal, by the way. You can absolutely use any pen you're comfortable with. But investing in pens such as fountain pens to make your writing experience feel a bit fancy is also fine. No judgment with that. I was intimidated before because I have no idea how to use it, but I was also curious to try it, and it definitely influenced my journaling experience. I personally find the activity more enjoyable, but I am far an expert when it comes to fountain pens. I like to change the ink color this month from this brown ink that I've been using to this pink one. So I'm gonna fill this with the new ink first. I will also provide the links to the supplies I'm using here on the video description. I personally find these little changes giving me new motivation to write frequently. You may have first found me in my bullet journaling videos or have seen my bullet journal spreads a lot here on YouTube and on Instagram, where setting up the pages come first with decorations, drawings, and paintings. But in this journal, I prioritize writing, and then the decorations and drawings come after. I usually like to journal in the afternoon and mostly at night when the house is quiet, my mind can concentrate, and my writing flows better. When it comes to what you want to write about, the possibilities are limitless. I journal about anything that comes to mind. I write about my day, my thoughts, my mood, or something I accomplished and inspired me. This day has been full of thoughts and questions, and an important day for me because it was my husband's birthday, so I had a lot more to say. But my daily entries are not always this long, so like I said, some days it's nice to keep it short and simple. When it comes to the layout, I don't really think too much about it, but I just leave spaces for drawings that are based on the activities of the day, for quotes or passages from the scripture that I read, or just to fill the page with decorations later because I don't really know how much space my writings would take, so those things I like to adjust instead of my words. I write in paragraphs and I don't have a fixed format. They can be 1 or 2 columns aligned to either left or right. I like to keep journaling interesting by using different journaling techniques as well. It doesn't have to be the same all the time. I do a mix of free writing, mindfulness journaling, and art journaling. Since I was filming this, it was not possible for me to finish the whole entry the same day with the creative part, so I decided to do it the next day along with my entry for 2nd of February. But remember that it's okay to have unfinished entries and move on. If you'd like solid writings only in your daily journal, that is totally great as well. I started from there too, as you have seen in the notebooks I've shown you in the beginning of the video. I just feel like this is a nice place now to freely make use of my unused stationery too that I don't normally use in my bullet journal. But like my bullet journal setups, I also like to make monthly cover pages, so that's the first thing I'm doing here on the left side of the spread. I made a sketch of my February title last night, so now I just outlined it with a black fine liner and add color to it using a highlighter. I've also made a video about my favorite journaling supplies, so you can also check that out if you'd like to see other items you might want to try as well. I've been incorporating art into my bullet journal, but I also use this daily journal not only for the benefits to my well-being, but as well as a place to discover more drawing styles and have fun with lettering. I do have freedom with my bullet journal, but this one has more of it since I don't follow a certain theme or style, and more of my heart too. I gathered some stickers, scrapbooking papers, and washi tapes. My stationery are still kept in their boxes because I am still working on making my space organized, so keeping them in their packaging is the best way for now, but I hope I can place them in a better storage soon. I like to keep a few things here so I don't get overwhelmed with what to put here and there because I am a very indecisive person, so putting it this way makes it easier for me to complete the entry. I will be doing a collage style cover here. Unlike my Bujo setups, there is not much pre-planning here except for sketching my letterings and drawings, but for the ephemeras or stickers, washi tapes, scrapbooking papers, I put everything together on the spot so you can see me looking through each item and choosing what I want to put on the page. You can also add your printed photos on your daily entries as your memories. I would love to include those to mine as well, but right now I just don't have the luxury to print them frequently. This time, I just wanted to share with you how I started journaling. I discovered journaling when I was 12. I loved having a diary full of writings, poems, and my thoughts squirreling away with padlock and key that all girls seem to have had at some point in childhood. I also already have a love for stationery in a younger age. I had many friends at grade school too, but I still really felt lonely. As a child, I'm already struggling with my emotions. Like, I have no one to talk to about it because everyone around me was busy making a living, and I was still immature and I didn't have the understanding yet. And if there is someone, I was still holding back to share. And one thing I also got scared about is when I share and they end up invalidating my feelings. So I just really keep it all to myself until I try to write them in a notebook. And some of them are mostly also written at the back of my school notes. But I grew up and had more and more understanding. But my love for journaling is always there. I have so many journals that I started to use in the past, but I just didn't really get to create a habit. Now I'm happy that I got to establish this habit. I was introduced to bullet journal by Amanda Rachley, and I love that it helps me keep my life organized, but I missed being able to write more than just my to-do list. So here I am. I enjoy writing more than ever. Now I use it as an outlet for self-improvement, especially for my mental health, to release not only the positive but heavy emotions as well, like frustration or sadness, Putting these feelings down on paper can indeed free you from having them lingering in your mind, and it has been very effective so far as long as I remind myself too of my intentions of why I journal. There are many more benefits like processing your emotions in a safe, contained space and naming the specific emotions you're experiencing and accepting them reduces their strength. And that way, difficult emotions become less overwhelming and easier to manage. I must admit, I was in denial that I'm actually struggling mentally, so journaling has been a really helpful tool for me, even when I didn't see it that way before. We are also constantly evolving, like when I read back, oh, this is how I think 5 years or a year ago. This was my mindset. So writing these changes helps us get to know ourselves better too and realize how much we have learned as a person and developed our character. I like to draw and paint in my daily journal, and you might want to as well, but I find people being scared getting into it because they think that they need to be an artist. No, you don't need to, nor do you need to have a nice penmanship, but I truly believe all of us can create even if you don't feel that way. And don't worry if it looks messy or if it's not Pinterest or Instagram worthy. It's the willingness to play around with your materials that is important. You're also allowed to celebrate your own successes when you feel satisfied with the outcome and to also feel unhappy with things that didn't quite work. It's absolutely okay. So, why you should keep a daily journal? There is indeed power in writing. You can also improve your communication skills, just like reading. And perhaps you'd also like the idea of making a record of your daily life into history. This way, you can also relive moments in your life. I'm getting forgetful now, so it's nice to keep my memories in a journal, and maybe someday when you're ready, a loved one might cherish your thoughts and experience-filled journals as well. Keeping a journal helps you create order when your world feels like it's in chaos or just need a quiet time for yourself. You get to reveal your most private fears, thoughts, and feelings, and look at your writing time as a personal relaxation time. If you really want to start journaling, just do it. Just do it. And then refine how you do it later. Look forward to your journaling time and know that you're doing something good for your mind and body. But that's everything I can say for now, and this is my whole entry for February 1. I got lost with it and just decided to finish the rest off camera. This is my first journal with me video in a while, and I'm glad to be able to keep this type of journaling practice. But I hope you enjoyed watching me putting these pieces together and learned something in this process. I will try to share, if not all, perhaps my favorite spreads or entries in my journal in the future to give you some more inspiration. Do you have any journaling tips as well? I would love to read them in the comments. I hope you have a great time today, and I will see you soon on my next video. Bye everyone!